whether you're a masonry or siding exterior, there's always, moisture always gets into some degree, so it's a matter of how you manage it.
That's correct.
So based on that, you know, what are the elements that kind of come into focus to solve that issue?
Okay, we talked about different management planes. So there's heat management, that's a thermal component of it, air management. Air movement in and out of the wall can be as disastrous as a lack of insulation. If you're moving a lot of air in it, that's just transferring large volumes of cold air either in and out of your building. So the air management layer is very important. And then the moisture management, whether that be bulk water, like behind siding where we used to use tar paper and now use building wraps, that manages bulk water. In some cases that might manage vapor as well, but it depends on, again, that permeable and non-permeable technology that is available for different components. So you want to manage all of those, get them in the right order in your wall.
Okay, and kind of the old rule of thumb, when you had a masonry wall, you always left a 1-inch airspace, and that took of your airflow, water, and things like that. But now we're kind of talking about some different elements and components, more of like drainage systems, drainage mats, and things like that.
Right, we talk about rain screens where the construction of the wall creates a plane on the outside that 90–95% of the bulk water that hits that building is shed off on the outer plane of the building. That in a masonry construction, that's the brick. And then behind that we have a pressure equalized air chamber, which creates a disconnection between the inner wall and the outer wall. So if water does get through that outer plane, it either runs down the back of that plane down to a managed layer back out again, and you don't have continuity where that water can continue wicking through. So you create an airspace, a gap that separates those and takes care of a lot of the dynamic forces of water that would push it into a building. Then you get to an air management plane and vapor management and insulation. So just understanding all those and where it's appropriate to use different technologies.
And I think that's what's very important. You really have to look at basically from the interior and exterior as well. You just can't look at things just keeping moisture out and elements out anymore.
Right, because the moisture in your wall might actually be coming from inside. So in the summer or in the winter time when the air's dry, so you want to add humidification, or you have a bathroom where you're taking showers and things like that, your vapor drive in that wall might be from inside to outside. And you have to understand, you know, what are you doing to control that and keep it from getting to a surface that would be cold enough for it to condense on, and making sure that if that condensation occurs, it's outside the building in an area that you can manage that water and get it back out of the building through different materials, flashings. You know, we've got a couple samples of liquid flashings or peel and stick rubber and plastic type flashings, and then also different types of aluminum flashings and things like that that allow the water to drain down your air barrier or your vapor barrier management to flashing and then back out of the building. So flashings are a critical part of the construction as well.